Well,
I
I
guess
guess
we
we
are
are
live.
live.
Welcome,
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 everyone.
everyone.
Welcome to
Welcome to
TIS.
TIS.
And I'm
And
so
I'm so
sorry
sorry
again that
again
I
that
had to
I had to
reschedule for
reschedule for
9:05 and
9:05
create
and
a
create a
completely new
completely new
stream, which is
stream. It
really
is
not my
really not my
fault.
fault.
It was a
It was
small
a small
problem due to
problem
which
due
I
to
had
which
to
I had
delete
to
my
delete my
previous
previous
stream. But
stream.
no
But no
worries, I
worries,
am
I am
extremely
extremely
excited for
excited for
today too.
today too.
And
And
today we
today
don't have
we
a
don't
lot
have
of
a lot of
topics, but
topics,
the
but the
topics we
topics we
have
have
are going
are
to take
going
a
to take
lot
a
of
lot of
time and
time
it is
and
going
it
to
is going
be
to
a
be a
lot of
lot of
fun.
fun.
Before
Before
that,
that,
let
let
me
me
show my
show my
intro.
intro.
I just
I
really
just
like
really
this
like
intro
this
very
intro very
much.
much.
Well, so let's get started for today. And I'm so sorry the voice was echoing before. I was using two devices for input of audio. So, first of all, I would like to say I was crying before this TIS. And it is not for the reason you might think. I was watching the finale of Stranger Things, and I am not joking. The Stranger Things finale of season 4, wow, it is so beautiful, and I cannot wait for season 5 till like 2024 or even later. I am so extremely happy to see the Stranger. I mean, like, I'm not happy, but I'm really satisfied with the Stranger 2 Volume 2. And have you seen it? Because Stranger Things is one of the trending and top things right now. Honestly, I'm not joking. I wasn't really familiar with Stranger Things until this year. Before the season 4 volume 1 came in, I was just, watching some YouTube videos, and suddenly out of nowhere, I see a YouTube short saying the Stranger Things 4 volume 1 is getting released. So I just thought, Stranger Things, I have heard it multiple times, so let's just start watching. And I just purchased Netflix for Stranger Things. I know. So I just purchased Netflix for Stranger Things, then I started to watch. And I'm not joking, I fell in love with it. I completed all 3 seasons in less than 3 days. If you don't know, my summers are going on. So yes, I completed it in like 3 or 4 days. I'm not sure about that. But it was so fun, and I couldn't wait for the season 4. I asked all of my friends, but no one wanted to watch it with me. But it was really fun. And after volume 1, I waited a whole month for volume 2, and due to some network issue or something, the Stranger Things volume 2 was released around 12:30 p.m. I was not able to see it until 6. I was so angry for that. Wow. But you can see how excited I am, and most probably I will rewatch it once again. I'm watching it thrice. The reason is today is my last summer holiday day. Last summer holiday day. That makes sense. I'm not joking. Today is the last day of my summer. I actually shot or I don't know the word, but I actually was making a vlog, but due to some reason, the vlog suddenly got stopped, and I don't have a video for tomorrow, and I don't know what to post because I only have a this much time before like Monday, because tomorrow I have college, junior college, and I need to make a video. I'm most probably not sure what I'm going to make because I need to make it, then edit it, then post it. But no worries. Now let's come to today. So first of all, as you are here, you should always follow this. Wait. This thing, and please subscribe if you're new here. And let's get started for today. I actually have a lot of things for today, and one of the thing is that someone is saying hi to me in the live comments or live chat. Yes. Okay, so one of the thing I wanted to let you know on is the Raspberry Pi. If you don't know, Raspberry Pi is a microcontroller, not a processor, microcontroller. It is basically a compact disk of, actually not a disk, it's basically a compact machine, just like your normal PC, like the one I'm using right here. It is basically that, but it is very cheap, and it also has GPI output, so you can control other appliances such as, let it be a light, let it be another Arduino. If you want to, using the UART signals, you can do that. So Raspberry Pi has been always my favorite. I already talked about it in the last TIS, but the main thing about that is Raspberry Pi Pico's new version, Raspberry Pi H, and Raspberry Pi I guess, I'm sorry if the name is wrong, is getting released, and that is extremely great. And the reason that it is extremely great is because, from what I have read in their blog, the Raspberry Pi H connects to Wi-Fi at $6, and I guess in India it will sell around 500 rupees. Someone is saying I don't understand a single thing. Well, it's no problem, it's not for everyone, it's just for the people who want this. But no worries, was talking about Stranger Things. If you don't know about Stranger Things, it's just I should have told what is Stranger Things. Everyone is thinking it's strange that I'm talking Stranger Things. Okay, Stranger Things is basically a web series, just like Squid Game or any other popular web series like Money Heist, and it is a Netflix original series. I was just talking about that if you didn't understand. By the way, there is a huge delay of 1 minute with what is getting live and what I'm seeing right here. So when I'm seeing this, your live comments are don't have a delay, but this has a delay. So let's get continue with my Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi, as I told, has a new Wi-Fi connectivity, and most probably it will sell around 600. Currently it is 400, so I guess 200 rupees is a good barrier, or sorry, a good I guess kind of a range to increase for the IoT. I'm extremely excited for that. I recently talked that Raspberry Pi Pico can be alternative for Arduino, and if it has IoT, Internet Information of Technology, I'm sorry, I'm a bit stressed. Yes, if it does, has that, you can connect it to your Wi-Fi, probably even Bluetooth, without any external modules such as you will require on Arduino original. And it could be really great because you can then make more greater appliances which connect to the real world. Now that is one of the thing I wanted to talk. Next thing is that I should stop looking here and instead I should start looking here. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to share with you is YouTube. Yes, the live streaming software I am currently using. So the reason I'm telling you a bit about YouTube is YouTube has been a lot different. If you haven't noticed, in past year the whole experience has been a different, there has been new features to YouTube analytics. Not really sure if I completely like them, but they are nice. There is a separate shorts analytics in which you can just learn about you how are people reacting to your shorts, what is the retention time and other things. And if you are a YouTuber yourself like myself, you should definitely use YouTube Studio because it is the best app in which you can get to know about things and how are your subscribers, how are your views, what part of a video are people liking. So that is what I was talking about YouTube. Another thing is now YouTube is, well, I'm not sure, showing which part of a video was replayed. um I'm pretty sure you must have seen it if you're watching any YouTube video. When you just hover around the timeline, it shows a graph of which part was mostly viewed and which part was less viewed, and it also creates kind of a small chapter for the most viewed part. I have some problems with that. It is not the perfect, and I really don't think it is accurate at all, because I checked it with my YouTube retention time and the actual part, and there was a buffer. Okay, I will say it was around 20 seconds, but it's not a lot yet. YouTube can work on that. So those are the things I wanted to talk about YouTube. Now coming to the really fun topic we have for today, Python programming language. I have been asked this a lot to teach Python, and I am trying to make a YouTube video about that too, but I'm not joking, I don't have time right now, and currently my college is also starting, hence I will not be able to have more time. But today I am going to teach you a Python crash course. For the next 30 minutes you will be learning every single basic that you need to learn Python in order to understand it like completely. With this in the next 30 minutes you will know, I'm not sure 30, I'm just saying that, please don't quote me on that, but in the next 30 minutes you will learn the basics of programming language. This is for complete and utter beginners. This is not for anyone intermediate. If you don't know anything, that's completely fine. So let's get started. So first of all, in order to download Python, all you need to do is hit download Python. Pretty easy. Can you give me a second, please? I'm extremely sorry that I'm doing this right now, but I forgot to set up something that I'm setting up right now. I completely blame it on me. I really forgot to set this. By the way, if anyone of you want to actually learn Python, I teach it personally with live lessons in my factory. Yes, I have a factory called A to Z Coding Factory. So yes, so basically A to Z Coding Factory is a coding academy, my personal coding academy, in which I teach the basics, not only basics. I teach Python, HTML, CSS, JavaScript too if you take the Learn It All course. And all of the lessons are live, and we also create a personal project that's completely your based, that your interest based. So the project will be completely of your own idea. Not only that, you will also be creating a new, well, you will also be creating, sorry, you will also be getting your own certificate at the end of the course. Okay, so we are here. I wanted to give you a tour on A to Z Coding Factory first of all before we start about the Python. So as I told, this is A to Z Coding Factory powered by KS, my main company or my main brand. As you can see, this is my aim. I really want to teach Python to everyone because nowadays everyone can code, I believe, but only a few people can use that coding, because it's not as easy as just like running up script and saying programming, and actually use it in real life application. That is my main goal, to teach how to use those, how to use the skills that you acquired to use in the real life. And I'm not joking. If you're saying 2000 rupees is a lot to pay for Python, I don't know you at all, because 2000 rupees nowadays for live lessons is way cheap, and I'm trying to keep it as low as possible so that it will be accessible for everyone. This is the highest course that I have, the Learn It All course. Basically in this course I teach every single skill that you need to get started and actually get to a level where you can go and teach yourself. Not to everyone but for certain people you can teach yourself. That is the kind of level I am producing at Learn It All, where you will not only learn Python, you will also learn website development. I will also show you how this website that I created works. I will also show you Arduino, the thing that I always talk about. Arduino is one of the best microcontrollers ever, and if you ever want to go further into IoT, you need to know about Arduino. Then you will learn HTML, CSS and JS too. It is not mentioned here, but you will learn that. Not only that, I will also show you video production, editing and scripting the way I do it. Basic SEO too. SEO stands for search engine optimization. I probably should stop spinning, it must be irritating. Okay, so you can just visit how like all of my courses are. And one more thing, I just create a small flowchart of how does this work. You basically visit a website, you purchase a course, or either you can take a session, and if you like the session, you like it and decide to purchase a course. If you don't, you don't. And after you purchase the course, we will give you a mail to set up a date and we can start your course. You complete the course, you take an exam by A to Z Coding Factory. By taking that exam, you will be certified by A to Z Coding Factory that you know that programming language or whatever you might be learning. And I'm not joking, the test or the exam that I created is extremely hard. It is no joke. So that is about A to Z Coding Factory. I really hope for you to check it out. Let me just put it in the comments so that you can take a look. There you go. now we are going to be learning about Python programming. So fasten your seatbelts because this is going to be a wild ride. I always wanted to say that it has nothing to do with Python. Okay, so Python programming language is one of the easiest programming language you can ever set up. All you need to do is hit, sorry about my spelling here, as you will hit download Python. It is going to show you the first result from python.org. This is the official Python website where you can just hit the latest download for the Python, which is 3.10. The version which I am using is 3.7, but you have no reason to worry about that because there isn't a huge different point between the version 3.7 and 3.10. But in case you do want the older releases of Python, all you need to hit is all releases and you can download all of the Python releases that were ever released. Now, before moving on, I wanted to clarify a small thing about Python. Okay, we are going to be in this page. Okay, so as you can see, I'm pretty sure you are able to view my screen. Now the thing that I wanted to say is the difference between Python 2 and Python 3. I will say Python 2 is the kind of the first Python official release which is widely used now too. I do see a lot of systems using it, and I'm not joking, it is not wrong to learn it too. Python 2 and Python 3 are similar, but Python 3 has a lot of benefits. First of all, Python 3 is the current Python system. That means the Python 3 will be more value for you to learn because it will be used further as it is being developed every single second right now. Not only that, all the new modules and the imports that sorry, that there are in the Python are going to be created for Python 3 instead of Python 2. So in case there is a new module, like this is just a example, TensorFlow, it might be only available for TensorFlow, it might be only available for Python 3 and not for Python 2. So that's why you want to learn Python 3 instead of Python 2, and Python 3 is like strictly allowed to use with its own libraries. It cannot be used with the libraries which are used in Python 2, and Python 2 is like completely not, but still no longer used since 2020. Actually I do see Google does say that it is completely of no longer use, but I do see people using Python 2 still. So I just wanted to clarify that. Now I'm going to take you into a magical place, a place okay, I am so sorry for that. Yes, so I'm going to take you into a magical place called Visual Studio Code, a place where all the magic happens and where we write our Python program. Now Visual Studio Code is basically kind of, let's say, a notepad, a place where you write text, but instead Visual Studio Code is way better. This is Visual Studio Code, and I believe you are able to see this right now. So in the Visual Studio Code, first of all, you will see is it's much overwhelming than Notepad. And in order to download Visual Studio Code, all you need to do is go to Google, search, install Visual Studio Code. It will the first result is most probably the official website of Visual Studio Code, and it is as simple as that, and it will be up and running. Now firstly, let me just show you the basics of Visual Studio Code. This is called editor, where we write our programs. This is the main menu, and this is the sidebar where there are 6 important functions. You don't need to use all of them, but it is good to learn all of them. The first icon is the Explorer icon. This is basically opens the small bar on your left side where you shows in which folder are you. Currently I am TIS. Under that I have selected a file called main.py. One more thing, if any file ends in .py, it means it is a Python extension. So Next is the search. If you want to search something, let's say there you go, like and subscribe. You can just hit it here and it will search it in your file, as you can see. Next thing is source control. You do not need to understand this right now. Source control is kind of important but not at this stage. Next is run and debug. This is also not important right now. The next thing which is really important is extensions. Now basically, when let's say you buy a new car, or I guess a phone might be a better example. When you buy a new phone, you got everything in it, everything that you want, but you can have some few extensions. For example, if you want to make it drop proof, or like make it safe from dropping, you can just add a cover. Then in front you can add gorilla glass. All of these are kind of extras that we use in order to protect or make a device better. Even you can add the pop-up, I guess it's called. I'm so sorry, I'm not sure what it is called, but it is okay. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't know its name. But there is one more thing in phones, that there's a ribbon here that you can probably put to your hand, or you connect it to your wrist, so that you will be able to control your phone, and even if it falls you can just hold it. Or for a laptop, how we use keyboard and mouse in order to make our user experience simple. So basically, extensions are the extras that we want. The two extensions that you most probably will need is the code runner and the official Python by Microsoft. These two are the things sorry, these two extensions are the things that you will definitely need. Now let's get started with the fun stuff. Now let me just tell you what is a programming language. Like, I'm talking in English right now, or let's talk about other languages like Spanish, German, Hindi, Marathi, Urdu. All of those language, what are those? Those are basically communication, a way in order to communicate between two humans. Same, such as this laptop cannot understand English, hence we use the programming language, and that programming language is just like English, or the way I talk to my laptop. So when I write a certain programming language, it gets converted into the laptop's binary code. Binary code is the low level programming language, also known as machine code, which is 0 and 1. That is what you need to know in order to know what is a Python programming language. Sorry, what is a programming language? Now Python is so simple. I cannot tell you, I love Python so much because of its simplicity, its dynamicity, its source control, its power. It's so awesome. In other programming languages, if for example let's take C++, C or Java, in order to write or give a output of hello world, let's say, or any kind of string, you need to write at least 5 lines. But in Python, all you need to do is bada boom, bada bang, and there you go, hello world is printed, and the statement just looks like your regular old English. Print, and then you use a bracket. Inside that you use double quotes and hello world. This is a really important statement in Python. Now this is the first thing that you want to remember. Everything that is inside double quotes gets printed as it is. For example, all of this chunk that I wrote in here, all of these numbers, all of these special operators, everything goes exactly into the output section. I'm sorry, one more thing I need to introduce you is this section. Now when you install the run code extension, it provides a small bar here where there is a output section where the output of your program gets printed. We will come back to the terminal problem section really soon. So as you can see here, the output is exactly the same that I have put in this double brackets, but in case I miss this, it is going to give me an error. trackback most recent call name error, and the error is this is not defined. The reason is when you keep something in string, it is basically telling the program that it is a string bunch of characters. It could be a letter, a number, a special operator like plus, minus, abc, 1 2 3, whatever you want, and all it does and all it ever cares to do in that case is print it out. Okay, now you can see my laptop way clearer. You were previously seeing my face. Nice. Now as you can see, this is the print statement again. Now next thing is when you want to take some input from the user. For example, we are going to be creating a simple menu ordering system in which the user will tell us if he wants to order a veg burger, veg cheeseburger, or a double cheeseburger. Then we will calculate the cost and give the user a bill, just as we go to any kind of let's say McDonald's. We go there, we select different options, we get a bill. So that is basically what we are going to do. Now in order to collect input or input data, all it means is to take some data from the user. For example, in our case, we want to know if the user wants a veg cheeseburger or sorry, veg burger or veg cheeseburger or double cheeseburger. So that is something that we want from the user. In order to do that, all we need to do is write input, and as you can see here, this will allow us to take input from the user. Next thing that I wanted to tell you is in the input column, if you use the double strings, basically it will output whatever it is written in the string. Let me show you. So all it is going to do is it is going to paste this into the terminal or the output section, and it is going to accept our input from us. Now in order to do this, if you run it, it is not going to happen. The reason is, please mention what you want, and if you try to write something down here, it is not going to work. Because in Python, the new Visual Studio Code, I really don't like the new Visual Studio Code. In the older versions, it actually used to take out input in the output section too. But in order to do this, you need to use terminal. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are not familiar with this. But let me just show you what is a terminal. Terminal is basically a way of interacting to the laptop. Now in order to run our Python file using terminal, all you need to do is write Python and the name of the file. Now it is going to run the file. As you can see, it is asking please mention what you want. I'm going to write a veg cheese burger. I like veg, I like cheese, and I like burger. So it is going to take input, but that has done nothing much. We need to figure out one more thing. Now if you, yes, the person who is watching this right now, if you and I meet and you give me a dairy milk for the amazing videos that I make, and I don't store it, for example, in a refrigerator, I'm sorry for my pronunciations, or I don't keep it in somewhere safe, I'm going to lose it. Exactly, that is what happens when you take a data or any kind of data and don't store it somewhere. It is lost, it is no longer available, you can no longer see it. So now I cannot eat that really great dairy milk that you gave me. Yes, dairy milk is my favorite. So that is the reason you need to store data, and in order to store data, you use something called variables. Variables are kind of storage containers. In the storage containers, you add anything that you want to store, for example my dairy milk, and all you need to do is to define a variable's name. In our case, I created a variable named user choice. Now I am going to insert some data into the user's choice, and in order to do that, In order to do that, all I need to do is use the operator equals to. Now in this equals to sign, it is going to, in this operator of equals to, it is going to take any value that is on the right to left. For example, if I add 5 here, it is basically going to take the value of 5 and put it into the user choice named storage container. Now I can access this data and I will show you. Now as you can see, I am using print again. Now print is used to print anything that you want, but this time I'm not going to use double quotes, because as I told, using double quotes means just throwing out or outputting anything that's in it. We don't want that. We want to know what is in that storage container. So I am just going to write user choice. So as you can see, now it is not going to give me any kind of error, and if I run this, it is going to give me the output of 5, because when I printed the user choice, it searched the storage container. It found the storage container, then it peeked into it and took your number 5 and displayed it. So this is really important. Now that you have learned about variables, we are going to learn how to manage them. Now in order to take our input, we are going to write the input function. What is your choice? Now when we run this program, all it is going to do is take the input, keep it in the user choice, and then print that user choice. Wait, I forgot, I need to run it in the terminal again. Now my choice is, let's say, burger. So as you can see, it has taken that input and then it has outputted that input. Really great, right? Now I am not going to lie, I am teaching a lot in a less time, so if you don't understand, it's completely fine. Just rewatch it. I'm pretty sure you will understand that. Now that we have learned about print, input and user choice, we are going to learn about if else statements. Before that, a small thing about comments. Now the small hashtag that I'm using right here basically says that anything written after it is not a part of this Python program. Do not read it. So even though I run this program, it is not going to give me an error. It is just going to do what it has been told. It is not going to read these things. Okay, I need a small break due to a really important thing. So give me one moment. We are back on. I needed to take a small water break. I was literally dying from thirst. Okay, so as you can see, I have created a function, or sorry, a variable called user choice. Then I'm taking input from the user saying what is your choice, and when the user enters that choice, I'm printing that choice. Choice. Okay, now we are going to comment it out. We will use that later. Now in Python, there are different kind of data types. Data type is basically a type of a data. For example, the string, the double quotes, anything written in there is called a string. Now strings are really irritating to work with, I will say that, but strings are great things because anything put into them can be stored in a variable. Another kind of data type is integer. Any kind of number 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, 3000, 3 lakh, something. Something is also an integer. These are the two data we are going to focus on. First is string and second is integer. What you need to learn is when you try to add strings, even if a number is in these strings, it will treat them as simple characters. So if I hit print, now this is going to get a bit complex, but don't worry, I will explain it all. I have written a small code in which I am trying to print 3 plus 3. In real life, if you do that, the output should come 6. But when you are using strings, it is important to see. I have written a string here in which the character is 3. Then I have used our operator, addition operator or plus, and then added another string 3. So if I run this code, it is going to show me 33 instead of 6 because these are in strings. So all it has done is taken two different 3s and done this. I hope that makes sense. I really hope you understand. If you don't, please comment down. I will re-explain it all. I don't see any comments, so I am going to move on. Great. Okay, so now if I do a 3 plus 3, instead without the brackets, without the double quotes, it is going to think that 3 is an integer, a real number. And if I run this program, it is going to give me output of 6. This works. So this is the difference between string and integer. Now the reason that I taught you this is because whenever our input is taken into whenever is input taken from the user into the our code, it is usually taken into string. That is not what we want because we are going to learn because. Just keep that in mind. So we are going to learn if then statement. These are two of the most important things in Python. I believe that because these are condition statements. So for example, if I get 1,000,000 subscribers, then I will throw a party. Pretty cool example. So basically in this sentence, the two keywords are if and the word then, because I am saying if there is a possibility of me getting 1,000,000 subscribers, then and then only I will throw a party. So basically in Python we are going to use it. For example, if this is really important. When I have said if in a statement, I have said a if and then a condition. Our condition is if I get 1,000,000 subscribers. So after you write if in Python, you need to write a condition. Let's say 3 equals to 3. Now this is a quite stupid condition. The reason it is stupid is because we all know 3 is equals to 3. And now another thing that I wanted to tell is this operator double equals to. All it does is check if the right side value and the left side value are same. It does not transfer the right side value into left side value as the single equals to does. This is really important to learn. So the syntax is if, then whatever your condition is. Our condition is pretty stupid for a important reason. So if 3 equals to 3, then print subscribe. So let me explain you. The first thing that I wanted to explain is after you write if and write your condition, you need to give a colon. The reason you give a colon is you are telling Python that whatever comes after this is a part of this if statement. Another thing is that I have given here 4 spaces. That is called indentation. Now indentation is extremely important because Python does not depend on brackets like other languages do in order to contain a part of a program. So in this case, if 3 equals to 3 is true, then this is going to run here, and as there is 4 spaces here, it is indented. That means print is going to run, and sorry, as you can see, it is going to say subscribe. But in case if I say 3 equals to 2, which is completely false, it is not going to output anything because there is nothing else to do here. That is why if statement is extremely important, so you can check your condition. We can also do this using variables such as, now if I keep a variable on the left and right, now variable a equals to variable b. Now if I do this, it is going to say subscribe, because when I have run this code, it is said if a and the value in a is 3, let us keep it here, a is equals to the value in b are same, then run the following code, print subscribe. That is really important. Now you have learned this. If left side value and right side value are equals to, what happens if they are not? We are not just going to continue with the code, we need to do something else, and you write else. It is so weird and funny how easy Python is. Don't worry, I'm going to explain. So basically what is happening here is, in case if a equals to b, then print subscribe. Otherwise, if a is not equals to b, that's why we wrote else, print like. So that is what going to happen. If a equals to b, print subscribe, else print like. Currently it is going to print subscribe because a is equals to b, but if I change the value here, by the way, you always need to control S or save whenever you write something in Python. Like I change the value here, you will see a small dot here. That dot means that your program is not saved, and when you run this program, it is going to return to the previous version. Now I'm going to save this and run the program. So as you can see, it has shown like, because a is not equals to b. Now number 3 is not equals to number 4. The program knows that, hence it is shown us like. Now there is one more thing that you need to learn, elif. This is a weird thing and I really hate this. Elif stands for else if. So we are checking different conditions, such as if I have 1 million subscribers, then I will throw a party. Else if I have 1 billion subscribers, I will go to moon. So as you can see in this statement, it is completely over exaggerated, by the way. In this statement, the key things are, if in case I get 1 million, I throw a party. Otherwise, check this too, that if I have 1 billion subscribers, then I will go to moon. Elon Musk, any ideas? What are the 3 things that you do? Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I need to write another condition for you. Else is basically if that doesn't happen, completely do this. But elif is if that doesn't happen, check if this is true. We are going to check if a equals to c, and I'm just going to define c right now. Now what we are doing here is checking if a equals to b. If that is true, it is going to resolve to print subscribe, and if it is that is false, it is not going to hit print subscribe, then it is going directly for elif. And if in elif a equals to c, then it is going to print what's there, subscribe, like, and rewatch. I guess I'm just talking top of my words, kind. Okay, so as you can see, else print like. Now what is going to happen? Let us see. When I hit run code, it is going to say rewatch, because a is not equals to b, but a is equals to c. Now we are going to comment this out. I know there's a quick way of commenting everything out, but it is a bit hard still. Now we are going to complete our project, and that project is our burger machine or smart ordering system. It's not smart, still ordering system. So all we want to do is take input from the user, and to make it easy, we are not going to take input in strings. As I told, it can be irritating to work with strings, as strings take a lot of time, or sorry, not time, a lot of errors. For example, if you miss a small space, two strings are not going to match, but in case you miss a small space in an integer, it is going to forget that space. In order to convert a input or a string into integer, all we need to do is write, there you go, and that is basically it. But we are directly going to convert it here. Now what our code is doing is taking the user choice, and then it is going to ask what is your choice. Then it is going to take our input, then it is going to take what am I saying, it is going to take input as a integer instead of a string, and then we will going to print our user choice. But let's make it fun and print our user choice again. So as you can see, if I run this, and if the input is repeated like 5 then it is still in string, but if 5 is 10, then it is not in string. As you can see, the answer has 10. That means it is taking integer input right now. Now there is a better way to write this. When you use double quotes, you basically can only write or paste or give output in single line, but if I use triple quotes or triple double quotes, then I can give multi-line output. That means that I can do this. Now this is going to look a lot clearer. Error. That seems out of question error, maybe. Yes, there you go. Okay, I am sorry for this, but there has been a error which I don't know why it is occurring, so I cannot run this program right now. But we are not going to stop here. I will recheck the program right now. We are using a third-party system called Replit. Now Replit is also a great online Python interpreter that you can use, and it is completely free, so you can use it whenever you want. Okay guys, I am sorry to say this, but there has been an error in Visual Studio Code. The program is completely correctly running, so I will be continuing the rest of the program. Instead of here, I'm going to run it on my web browser. Okay, there you go. So the program is completely running here, and it is going to keep on repeating the same thing, because it is not going to ask again, because if the user choice is 1 and I have written 2, that means this has been true. Actually, wait, this has why is this error occurring? Yes, I completely forgot to say this. When you are using a while true statement, you need to, or not only while true, currently we need to do this. Whenever you are using a while true statement, it is going to get into that loop. Now, in this loop, what is happening is we need to create it again. What does that basically means is when it has went into a loop, it is not going to stop. You need to say, you need to take the input again and again. Okay, so there was an indentation error right now. If I run this again, I'm so sorry, this might be a bit confusing. So basically what is happening is whenever I am going to give this input, it is going to take that input and then it is going to keep a while true loop. That means it is going to ask us again and then it is going to ask the user choice, and if one of these statements are true, it is going to print the required output or the wanted output, which in our case should be okay. So as you can see, if I enter a random digit, it is going to say input a correct number. Now it is showing that because as we have written, if the user choice is not in range, it is going to write input correct number. Okay guys, I am extremely sorry, but I need to stop this stream right now because I'm getting a overheat warning on my mobile or the webcam that I'm using. So I'm so sorry, but that's all that we have for today. That's all that we are going to learn today, but I believe you might have learned the basics of Python and there is a lot more to learn, I know. And in further TIS we will do that too. In different TIS means every time it is going to be different. I have been streaming since 1 hour and I'm really tired, so I'm sorry if there was a error on my side in the Python program, so just forget about that 5 minutes. Now YouTube doesn't allow me to edit this stream and then repost it again. I will lose everything that has happened here, so I'm sorry, and please ignore that last 10 minutes. Just remember till the part where our program was working once before the while true. Now I wanted to also tell you once again about it is recording factory. Please go and take a demo session if you may require, and let me know what kind of different kind of ideas or anything that you want different. It could be a Python programming language or anything. Thank you so much for tuning in today's stream. Today's stream was really great and I felt extremely happy. Now this is going to be the end for today, but before that I really want to show my intro again. Thanks for watching.